Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going back to color. I feel like I have been so neutral, so monochrome, so like, I'm gonna do a neutral smoky eye with a touch of blue on the lower lash line, and I'm over it. So, this month, my challenge to myself is going to be every video, every eye look, everything to be bold and colorful. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching. Today we will be focusing on the Riviera palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills and using it to create everything here. So, as you guys know, I do upload 3 times a week, so make sure to subscribe because that is the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. We're gonna not drag out this intro any longer. Let's jump right into the video. I did already prep the skin for foundation and everything. I will, as always, link down below everything I use that you guys don't see. And because I'm going to be going very colorful today, and as you guys saw, I am going to be using my Riviera palette. Let's pull it out. I should probably have it, shouldn't I? I will be using my Riviera palette today. So we're going bright, we're going colorful. So what I like to do when I'm going like super dramatic on the eyes is I do my base a little bit differently. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer, and I am going to put that on basically the center of the face. What this is going to do is, first off, it's going to be like pre-base. Second, it's going to allow me to do the full eye area, including the lower lash, before I do the face, just because that does tend to give me a little bit more problems. One of the biggest issues I tend to run into when I am doing a bold eye look is I will either do the face first and get fallout everywhere, or I will do the upper eye, do my entire face, then finish the lower lash line, and then there becomes a disconnect because the eyes aren't exactly harmonious. So by doing it this way, what I do is basically I get the ability to do my entire eye look all at once, and then depending on what I want to do, I can always adapt the face or modify it a little bit. And you see how now this area of the face is like ready to go? So I'm going to grab my MAC paint pot. I'm going to lightly set down this concealer with some powder and prime the eyes, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we are powdered the house. Everything is smooth and basically like the under eye is looking pretty flawless. I am ready to, like, obviously there's some lines here because we are going to like detail it up after we do the eyes, but that's all after the eyes are done. So we're going to dip into the Riviera palette. Now, I have been eyeing this palette all week, knowing I wanted to play with it today, and yeah, no idea what I wanted to do. And then I found it was like a watercolor picture of like pinks and blues all together, and I saw this shade right here, and I am ready. So I'm going to grab a fluffy brush, and I'm going to start with a date right here, and I'm just going to add a transition color to the upper crease. So the shadows are very soft. I'm getting quite a bit of kickback, but I don't really mind that because I don't. I'm gonna grab a flat packing brush. This is the JH33. And I'm going to start by grabbing Cane's The Purple. And we're going to pack that on the center of, I'm going to pull you guys in. Beautiful. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to lift back and lift up the brow and find the highest point. Look forward to make sure it's still visible, and it is not. There we go. I want a peekaboo of that purple when the eyes are looking forward. So that's where we want this purple to start. And I'm just going to gently go back and forth just to start depositing that color down. Next, I'm going to dip into Bahamas, the hot pink. And I'm using that same brush. I did just use my Sephora Veramona color switch just so I can go back and forth between colors, and I'm going to pack that pink on the outer portion of the eye, and I'm actually going to end up creating a, like, not a wing, but a winged shape out of this color. Now that we have that basic shape down, I'm going to go back into the purple, and I'm just going to re-intensify the blend. Now this is going to be a little different for what I normally do, because you guys know I like to start with lighter colors and end up darker. So the fact that I'm taking the darker color in the center is going to help to round out the eye shape. Next, I'm going to take my Milk Jumbo Eye Pencil from NYX, which is a white liner for the waterline, and I'm going to throw that on the waterline. Now that we have that down, grabbing a pencil brush, I'm going to map out those same colors. So I'm going to start with the pink, and I'm just going to connect the outer corner of the upper eye down to the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take that purple on the same pencil brush, and we're going to take that in the center of the lower lash line, basically just mirroring what we did on top. Then with a touch more pink, we're just going to blend that into the purple. And then grabbing a fluffy brush, just going to lightly blend that out. Now that we have the basic eye shape done, I am going to take that brush and I'm just going to kind of blend over and smooth out those edges. We do want to soften it a little bit. And then since we softened that, we're going to take a touch more purple just to make sure that that upper crease area is nice and defined. Now taking a flat brush and a little bit of Fix Plus, I'm going to go into the beautiful blue shade that has been calling my name. And I'm going to place that on basically the entire lid area, and then we're going to cut it, and then we're going to throw on white. It's a whole thing, you will see. And then going back into that pencil brush, I'm going to take that same blue shade, still going to wet it, and I'm going to curve it around the inner corner and into the center of the lower lash line. Then going back into that purple, we're just going to make sure that we blend the purple into the blue because we don't want it to get lost. And with the pencil brush, we're going to do the same thing on the lower lash line, just to blend that purple between the blue and the pink. Once more, we're just going to diffuse those edges. Then grabbing my sponge and a little more of that Jeffree Star powder, we're just going to clean up the eye shape. I mentioned this in an earlier video. If you ever have your shapes get a little uneven, rather than freaking out or going overboard trying to overcorrect, just take a little bit of translucent powder, leave it on there for a second, dust it off, and you will be good as new. Okay, so now for the part that's either going to make this look awesome or make me regret doing it, I'm going to grab a little bit of my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer, and we are going to cut the crease. I want that blue to shine through around the cut crease, but we do want to make sure that we are covering it up. And something I like to do is just take a pencil brush just to softly blur the edge of that cut crease. And then before it really dries down, I'm going to use the tackiness and go in with Sails, the white shade. And I'm just going to set that concealer down. Much better. So you see how we are still getting the blue and the purple and the pink, but that white just kind of spotlights the eye. That's what we're going for. Then dipping into a touch of that pink, we're just going to soften the outside of the cut crease, and then blending a touch of the purple, and then dipping into a very small amount of the blue. We are just going to trace around that cut crease. All right, I'm gonna go do everything I did here on this eye, and I'll be right back. Now I'm gonna grab Perlina, which is a Stila liquid glitter. It is very frosty and very white. And I'm gonna grab a detailing brush, and we're gonna place that over the white. All right, so I'm going to throw on some mascara, lashes, zoom you guys out, and we'll be back to tie up the rest of the face. Okay, so I don't have lashes on yet, but I did want to pop on just to show you guys how this look would be with just mascara. I just did 2 light coats of the new Too Faced Damn Girl mascara, which I'm actually really starting to enjoy. It does layer quite nicely on itself, so that's the mascara I currently have on. I am going to go and throw on a lash as well, just something to give a little more volume on the outer corner, just to give me a little more of that cat eye effect. And then I'll be back, but I did want to make sure to show you guys without the lash. Alright, so now that the lash is on, I am going to grab a black liner. This is something I like to do when I have lashes on, and I'm going to take that just in the very outermost portion of the waterline, just because I do like to connect to where that lash hits on the eye. Now I don't take that black too far in, just enough to really give that shape and definition, and then grabbing a pencil brush, just going to lightly blend it out. And you see how that just kind of makes the lash look a little less artificial? I mean, I know these are huge lashes, but it's a little less dramatic when it's connected. So now I'm going to take my Murad Hydration Prebiotic 3-in-1 Multi-Mist just to take down any powderiness on the face, so that now when I go in with my foundation, it's not blending weird on top of powders. For foundation today, I'm dipping into an OG drugstore favorite of mine. This is the Maybelline Superstay. I'm going to take that right on my beauty blender, and basically just apply that around the concealer. Normally, you guys know I would take my foundation all the way up here, but since we have already put an entire layer of concealer over there, we don't want it to get too heavy. So I will take it on the forehead just because I used a lot less concealer over there, but I'm going to shape around the under eye without actually hitting the under eye. And now we're ready to brighten, so I'm going to grab that same Makeup Forever concealer that we used on the lid, and I'm going to take, it's not going to be too much, but whatever comes on one dunk, and I'm really just taking that in the center of the face just to brighten a bit. And I'm going to be very careful not to blend that into my lower lash line, because we spent all this time creating this lower lash line. We don't want to ruin it now. And then going into that same Jeffree Star powder, we're just going to set all of this concealer and foundation down. Now, because I do want a soft sheen to the skin, I'm also going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Finishing Powder, and I'm just going to pat that over the rest of the face. Now that the face is set, I'm going to go throw on a quick brow and bronze the face, contour the face, throw on some blush, and I'll be right back just so we can tie this up with highlight and a lip. Alright, so now we are ready to glow. For highlight, I'm going into an old favorite of mine. This is the Nicole Guerrero Anastasia Glow Kit. I just love the way the Anastasia highlights wear, and this was just the perfect assortment of colors. So I'm going to be taking, just because the eyes are so all over the place, I'm going to be taking Glow Getter right here, which is like the perfect champagne-y rose gold. And I'm going to apply that to the high point of the cheeks. And to see how that just gives you this beautiful subtle glow. And then if you amp it up, you can really go blinding. And then to amp it up a little bit, I'm going to go into Forever Lit, which is the white shade, with a very light hand, and I'm going to concentrate that just in the apple of the cheeks. And then with whatever's left on my brush, the Cupid's bow. I'm also going to grab a pencil brush with that same white shade. That's not a pencil brush, that's a fan brush. I'm going to grab a pencil brush, and I'm going to add a touch of that over the inner corner. And finally, for the lips, I want something very peachy and very nude. So I'm going to go into my ride or die forever favorite. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lipstick in Mannequin. Mine is old as hell, and you could barely read the label anymore. But I'm going to take that on the lips. While that's drying, I'm just going to set down the face. And to top it off, I'm going to take some of the original Fenty Gloss Bomb. This is in the shade Fenty Glow. And that is the finished look. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know down below what are some of the go-to colorful palettes in your life, because I have been loving this and I'm so into the colors, and clearly color is what it's about this month. So thanks again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.